State lawmakers are debating whether or not to help PG&E shoulder costs from the deadly wildfires sparked by their equipment. But it is no surprise that that means that you will be paying for it. As our Julie Watts reports, bills are now likely to rise.
Just like your insurance rates go up after an accident, insurers are raising PG&E's rates following consecutive wildfires, some sparked by PG&E's own equipment. The utility says its liability insurance costs have increased 140% since the fires last October, which PG&E estimates could increase customer bills by as much as $150 a year. That's more than 4 times the increases expected by PG&E's utility counterparts elsewhere in the state, who also experienced wildfires.
PG&E wants to pass on the costs of its own negligence to customers, and that's just wrong.
Mindy Spad of the Utility Reform Network argues PG&E's insurance hikes are due, at least in part, to past negligence by PG&E. More than 200 lawsuits blame the utility for the Wine Country wildfires, with PG&E's estimated potential liability as much as $17 billion. While generally insurance premiums are passed on to the consumer, Tern says these hikes are different.
It is a long-standing principle of utility law that when a utility makes mistakes, as PG&E has made, that it's shareholders, not consumers, who should pick up the tab.
PG&E contends the insurance increases are due to the new normal presented by the increased wildfire risk in the state, and is asking for help from the legislature to offset the costs.
Insurance costs are going up, not just because of negligence, but because of the fire risk in general.
State Senator Scott Wiener says shareholders should foot some of the bill for the insurance increases, but ultimately he says it's a statewide responsibility.
Really important for PG&E and its shareholders to absorb a portion of the liability to create incentives for them to be safe. But it's not realistic to say that everything is going to be on the shareholders.
Now, PG&E would first have to get potential rate increases approved by regulators, and Tern says it will fight to keep the CPUC from approving those hikes. In San Francisco, Julie Watts, KPIX 5.